Welcome to the Sunday Brunch Series, where girl talk has never felt better. We're bringing that brunch and chill therapeutic vibe straight to your ears. I'm sitting down with a few of my friends to talk all things womanhood. Grab your cozy blanket, tuck in, and let's have a girl chat. Welcome back for another episode of the Lovish Podcast. I am your host, Dr. Sita Hood, vision architect and licensed therapist. How are you doing today? What's in your mug? I know y'all see this lovely young lady sitting here. I will get to her and introduce to her or bring back to faithful listeners. We'll talk about her being in the studio in just a second, but what's in your mug, honey? I got to give a shout out to my girl, Bridget, because Bridget knows that I collect these Starbucks cups. Okay. She knows tumblers and Starbucks cups. And she got me the green one for my birthday because the 24K green. Come on, Bridget. Come on. Bridget said, drink your water and mind your business. Okay. So we're using the green Starbucks cup from Bridget, and I did not brew my coffee yet. Sitting here in the studio with my friend, Jesus' second favorite daughter, because I'm the first, Marquiana. What's good, Marquiana? How you feeling today, girl?
I agree with most of that intro, but I'm feeling really good. Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be back.
Wonderful. So essentially, I'm curious about what your experience was like in cultivating community of people that make you feel good when you're in those depressive episodes or even support you.
You know, depression looks different in different people. And if you're someone who's trying to support a friend who is depressed, ask them what that looks like for them and, how you can be helpful, and you just have to respect their boundaries. Because one thing that I say, I want to be nice, I want to be kind, but my mental health takes precedence. So whoever has to get pushed to the back, it just is what it is. And if you don't understand that, that's not for me to manage. I cannot.
Let me just say, she telling the whole truth on that, okay? It's the whole truth for me. Because I seem to remember on the last episode, we talked about how I wasn't even sure that you wanted to be my friend because you was Fort Knox locked up, right? So then on this episode, let's talk about my response to that message. I said, hold on now. First of all, let's be clear. It triggered something in me because someone said that or did that to me before, but then they proceeded to still talk and be active and everything. And so I really took that like, oh, okay, so she just really don't want to be my friend, or she just really don't,
I remember
which
this
was
situation.
fine. I got over it. You feel me? I got over it. So now here we are, fast forward in a situation where I talked to you about that. And then you was hitting me with the same type of thing. Like it felt the same for me. And this is funny because this is also something that is discussed in the book, The Mountain Is You. She talks about how experiences feel very much the same. And so we try to be like psychics on ourselves, air quotes, psychics on ourselves, and be like, yep, this situation is just like that one. When in reality, we have no proof that it is the same way.
Yeah.
So I remember feeling hurt, even though I knew you needed that time. Like I've said it before, I'll say it again. You have always been the different friend for me that holds those boundaries. I mean, you hold them, honey. You got them on lock, okay? Can't nobody get it. I don't even, listen, we on the podcast, so I ain't even going to say what just came to my mouth. But, no, I would not say it. I would not say it because I don't know how you gonna feel about it. But essentially, I think only Jesus can get through them boundaries, honey, because the boundaries are so tough. So me knowing that about you, there was this part of me that said, because you said it was for like a mental health break, but you didn't necessarily go into it, and maybe you just didn't know it was like depression at the time, but it felt, because you're part of my like core support group, right? So when we talk about people that uplift you and make you feel good when you talk to them, you're one of my people. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? And so for you to be like, yeah, homegirl, don't call me, don't text me, I was like, wait, I can't text you. And I think you remember I did ask you questions. I was like, how long is this going to last? And you didn't give me an end date. And it really felt like we were breaking up. Right. And I honestly think I probably cried.
Oh
I
my
feel like I cried
gosh.
because relationships are super important to me, especially the ones where, there is mutual understanding, respect, and love. And so, again, going back to that trigger, but also a combination of like me knowing you and knowing like, okay, trust that she's going to come back. She's not breaking up with you as a friend. And then I think I finally just caved and texted you one day, and I was like, "Are you done or what?
Really
Because
did.
this feel like you don't like me no more, and I don't even know if we could talk." And I was trying to be like really respectful of your boundaries, and so I think you was like, "Yeah, I'm back to talking to people. I'm back to calling people." You called me first, right?
I
Because I
did.
was like, I ain't trying to call this
Being
girl a half a
scared.
friend, like. I mean, but I was, right? Because that, as much as I love people, I want to respect where people are more than anything, right? So even if it was the ending of a friendship, I would have just grieved the friendship. It would have hurt me a lot, but it also was like a new experience, right? And a new way to process that situation, not just jumping to conclusions and making an assumption that what the person is saying, they're not genuine in it. And I think because the last person who told me that was not genuine, again, I was triggered. And so it
Yeah.
instantly felt like that. So the combination of that last experience plus your boundaries being so tight, only Jesus could get in, that really made me feel like, oh my gosh, am I losing a friend? And not just any friend, like a core friend, somebody that I, have connection with pretty regularly. So I just think that's real interesting.
You know what's also interesting about that is when the first situation happened, I remember you saying, well, I would have just rather this person kind of go on hiatus and not even tell me. And I remember saying, like, I don't think you mean that. I think you would want to know. And so when it was time for my hiatus, I was thinking, I don't think she wants to keep texting and calling me and me just not be able to respond because I'm taking this mental health break. And especially because we live in two different places. So I don't want people to worry or think, I had a stalker neighbor, think maybe he got to me or something like that.
I mean, come
He
on.
still lives here. But
Because I do send wellness checks. I will send the police to your house in a minute, bro. I ain't kidding.
I
Hello.
recall. So I was like, I'm doing, even though she said that this is not what she wants, I'm still going to do this solid so she knows I'm not ghosting her or dead.
But I think that's situational because with the other person, I probably would not have noticed unless I contacted them. And I don't talk to them as much as I talk to you.
Yeah.
So that is probably why, like, I would have maybe appreciated if I would have called or texted or whatever, and then they would have said it, as opposed to being like, yes, this is an announcement, but then you still texting me. But then you still saying stuff, and I'm like, "What's going on? I thought you was taking a break from life. What's happening here?" Nevertheless, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so our last question for this particular episode: can you share some of your favorite wellness rituals or activities that help you on the days when maybe you are in a depressive episode?
Yeah, mine are really simple. I mean, I enjoy facials and pedicures and things like that. But the things that I love are things like reading a book. And because I'm so busy, I don't often get the time to actually read a book. But when I can sit on my couch and, I'm a new football fan, so like football's playing in the back and actually reading my book, I love that. Retail therapy, as I said, credit card will trick on me every time. Love taking a nap. I love that you got good sleep yesterday, but that is often a struggle for me. So when I feel rested, I feel good. And I also feel like somebody once said humans are more complicated plants. So we need water, we need sunlight. There are days when I'm working from home all the time and I will just go out, take a walk, take my dog with me. And I love sunny days, like getting that vitamin D, living in the Midwest is just all the seasonal, just gray days. I hate it. But yeah, those really simple things bring me pure joy.
Awesome. I love that for you.
Are you going to tell us what yours are?
I tell the people all the time.
Oh, okay.
It's
coffee,
physical fitness, definitely coffee. Coffee is bae, okay? But it's doing those little things and it's having the space to like decompress by myself because I'm so like forward facing with clients and pour out quite a bit in my personal life is definitely going to be spending some time by myself, like spending some time in my planner, watching some mindless TV, reading some books, just like existing on my own. Top tier, okay? Going to the store by myself and being like, hey, rack it up, throw it in the car. Hey. Okay.
Is that what you're saying at Target? Yeah.
And I am.
Yeah, I know.
And I have a best friend who prepares me coffee. Just kidding. They don't know they my best friend. I always be like, okay, my best friend out there ain't getting coffee today. Because there's this one person who knows how to make the coffee perfect every single time. And you know,
Is
okay,
that the
this
guy?
is like not, yes, not no shade. Okay, not no shade to the Starbucks that's inside of Target, but a little bit of shade though, because y'all don't make the drinks the same way the regular Starbucks make the
I
drinks.
agree.
But this guy makes the drinks like the regular Starbucks makes the drinks. So if I look and I don't see them braids flopping around at Target with a hat, I ain't gonna want to get the Starbucks, okay?
It ain't worth it.
It ain't gonna be worth it, okay? Like Lauryn Hill said, it ain't working. It ain't working. Okay. And when I tried to walk away. Okay. We just got done acting a fool, but that part of the episode was cut out because I'm not gonna see that. I mean, we included it as friendship, but come on now, it's levels to authenticity now, baby.
I'm sure they know how you act off camera.
No, I don't think they know for real. They don't know. They just be getting a little taste, but they don't know for real. They don't see it. They don't see what you see now. Okay, so what advice do you have for listeners who might be living with depression, or maybe ways to support somebody who is depressed?
That is a very, very good question. And this is just what works for me. So figure out what works for you.
Because period. That's advice right there.
Hello. But we talked, about triggers and things like that. And I think I can see things. I understand nuance, but for my life, I really like to keep things black and white. So for me, it's understanding my triggers and avoiding them if I can, or at least being able to identify them, and then leaning into the things that make me happy. And I often find, like, without fail, I am a person who goes internal when I'm depressed. I don't know, maybe I should work on that. But what will happen... That was rhetorical.
Rhetoric.
At any rate, back to my response. Literally every time, without fail, the Lord will send me friends to call at the exact moment, and they will call about the most random stuff, and we will be on the phone for hours, cackling. And it actually happened like a couple weeks ago with Seeds, or Dr. Sita, as you all know her, where she just randomly called me, and I was like, I really needed this. So that's what I would say as far as being someone who is supporting someone with depression. Again, like I mentioned, everyone's is different. So, ask the person, how can I show up for you? Also, respecting boundaries if they're, saying, I, want to be alone. But I also have a friend who has a friend that struggles with depression, and sometimes it can just be really hard, and I'm trying to figure out what to say that's safe. But I think, at least for me, again, everybody's depression is different. When I'm depressed, I can still show up mostly as myself. And I know not everyone can, and so I know that can really be testing to friendships or even romantic relationships. And I don't have advice for that because that's not how I, deal with depression. But I'll be interested in your thoughts, Dr. Seeds.
Cute. Cute how you just boomerang.
Yes.
Okay. I think people underestimate the simplicity of what you said. Ask the person. Ask them. Like a couple episodes ago, maybe by this point, 2 months ago, I released a 2-part series on elevating your communication. And in that episode, I'm literally walking you through how to get clarity, because a lot of times you'll say, how can I support you through depression? And some people who have a high emotional intelligence know how to answer that. But let's keep it real. Most people don't know how to answer that. They'll be like, I don't know, just call me. But then they get pissed off when you're on the phone. So really, if you want more information, going back to that episode on how to actually be specific, right? For the person who needs the support, like, this is what I need from you, but also how to be specific in asking the questions about, like, well, what do you want? And sometimes people find it really petty because I was going to say I'm like a doctor. I mean, I'm like a medical doctor because obviously, okay, Dr. Hood, but I like a medical doctor when we are in a therapeutic space, or really any space for that matter, meaning I go really deep into examining what the root is.
Yeah.
I am not just going to treat your open gashing wound. We're going to go in and make sure there's no infection. We're going to clean it out. We're going to check the other parts of your body to make sure you good. Like, did it impact any other parts of your system, right? That is what a medical doctor would do. So then a therapist, in my role, I'm going to do the same thing, but for your mental wellness, right? For your mental health. So it goes beyond making an assumption, because we could say what works for us on this podcast and it's like, nah, it ain't hitting the same.
Yeah.
So you have to ask the person. So I recommend those 2 episodes, Elevating Your Communication, part 1 and part 2.
It's also biblical,
and just really,
Prophet Sita, about getting to the root of things. Like the Bible talks about, why is your face like that? I don't know.
Because you keep playing with me on this podcast, ma'am.
At any rate,
you keep playing with me.
What I was saying is that the Bible talks about strong man. So it talks about, for instance, like we're talking about depression and the strong man attached to...
Oh, yes, Prophetess Griffin, go on. How's your face like that? Is there a reason your face is like that? Hello?
Right. As I was saying, just me, regular Marquiana, the strong man attached to depression is called heaviness. And so in the Bible, it talks about like coming against the strong man of heaviness, because depression is just a part of it. It's just like a branch on a tree, but the root is heaviness, and it encompasses...
You gotta educate.
It encompasses other things like anxiety, just general feelings of sadness and things like that. So brokenness, those types of things. So when you talk about getting to the root, you preaching that thing, Prophet.
Hit her up for prophetic consultations.
How do I get out of here?
Just kidding. I'm just kidding. We like to have fun. We definitely take all the things of God 100% serious. But also, come on, God also has a sense of humor, because otherwise, why would he create us like this? Because period. I can't wait to crack my first joke with Jesus, though.
That's so random.
Is it though? I mean,
questions I want to ask, and you like... comic view.
I mean, I do also have questions, but I definitely also want to crack jokes with Jesus. Like, come on. Who don't want to do that? Y'all just ain't never thought about that. You feel me? Like, come on.
Oh, Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
As long as you don't hit them on the hard parts, you know. We ain't going to talk about the cross. You feel me? Like, no.
That ain't funny. That's where we draw the line.
It ain't. I got to figure out his level of humor first, and then we'll go from there, because I get little...
The strategy that you have is hilarious.
I mean, but here's the bottom line. He knew I was going to think this thought. So, like... All right, let's transition to something a little bit more fun, upbeat, so to speak. Pop culture is always evolving, always changing. There's always something going on. Like, I cannot believe how much of an adult I actually am, and how much the things that were trending are actually, like, not trending. Like, that was a 5-year ago trend. It don't even feel like that. So what is your current, like, pop culture obsession? If we could talk about a TV show, movie, song, trend, etc., and why do you love it so much?
So I have a few, well, maybe like one per category or so. As far as social media, Corporate Aaron. Do you follow Corporate Aaron?
Oh, we love corporate McMaster of the management. And so we're just gonna have a meeting about this meeting because I'm filling in with her, and she's like,
Voice is literally nails on a chalkboard, and I love her. She's the manager of logistics for Manager McManagement. It's just lots of management in her title. I love her because she reminds me, I have worked with one person at every job who is like Corporate Aaron, who has the voice with the with the clearing of the throat.
With the meeting that could have been an email.
Hello, there's a portal for everything. And she uses all the lingo, one-on-one, mission critical. We're going to circle back and cross-collaborate. And I just love her. Like, she told this one girl who, she was like, oh, you lost all your family? And she was like, what a way to bring down this one-on-one. And she's like, haha, just kidding. Like, just to give some levity to your situation. And there are people like that in the real world.
Like
and I have worked with them and been traumatized by them. So because I'm so far removed, I'm able to laugh. As far as songs that I'm loving, I have been listening to Summer Walker's From Cole on repeat. And it's not even new, so it's not super current. But I just love the idea of J. Cole, who best rapper out now, and him being featured on a song that is actually like his song, and him just saying encouraging words to another Black woman. I love that. I've also been listening to Mariah Carey's Vision of Love. I know it came out in the 90s. I know that is not current, but I am just now learning the lyrics.
I definitely did say current. I said current for sure.
It's current for me. Because I did not know that song. I did not know that song was that beautiful, and the way that she talks about love. At any rate,
excuse me, Gen Z, if y'all don't know nothing about this music, get it, Mariah.
Are you done? And the other thing, other than song, other than social media, what else? I've been obsessed with football. Like I said, I went to one college football game, and I don't even know who I am anymore. I am in it.
Really?
So that's it. And then I discovered a new show over the weekend called Found, which is so good. So those are my... Oh, okay, are you judging?
No.
Okay. Would you like to share your current obsessions?
Thanks for sharing. In the sense. So back to the meeting.
Oh my gosh!
I've been obsessed with Harlan Coben. I love his books, but when he picks up shows or has whatever contract he got with Netflix, we need to keep it rolling, because Netflix has not been producing the level of content that they came out with when they first started. Okay, it's like y'all raise y'all prices and reduce the quality. What's up with that? We don't like that.
No doubt.
We don't like that at all. So Harlan Coben has this show called Fool Me Once, and I just love his writing. I love the way that his shows are directed. I have to look and see if every show that's on Netflix is directed by the same guy, because whoever does it does an amazing job. But I feel like that's not hard to do when the writing is the bomb. So I've been obsessed with him. I've been obsessed with Operation Nikki. And I haven't yet revealed it on the podcast, but I've also been obsessed with cat nails. Like, I tried to do cat nails for my birthday. It didn't work out.
What is a cat nail?
We had to start over. Oh my gosh. That is the trend where they have the polish with the magnets in it, and then you put the magnet over it and it creates the design.
I just bought one of those.
And so you're copying me. Okay. She's copying me.
Even though I just asked you what it was, and I already have it in my possession.
Me too. It's in mine too.
Fun.
Anyway.
They say that copying is a form of flattery, so.
Exactly, and you bought yours after me. So anyway, social media can play a big role in pop culture, no doubt. We already know that. Social media, people sometimes act like their life just revolves around social media. Can you share your favorite viral or trending moment over the past year? Well, one that made you like laugh, cry, or think, but more so laughing or crying. Let's go with that.
Okay. The ones that made me laugh, I believe it was Alabama, the Alabama Brawl, aka Fade in the Water. The memes from that, epic. chef's kiss. So that was a good week. And even more recent than that is Jonathan Luther King Jr. Majors. The situation is not funny. I do not think that is a funny situation, but
But here we are.
we'll just not leave Coretta alone, and we want him to so bad. So those have made me laugh. What has made me cry? I don't know how viral this went, but there was a guy on social media. He was in Detroit, and he just posted a video about his neighbor. And his neighbor approached him and said he had 3 children, and he said, "Hey, the children will be here a lot more often." And maybe he was giving him like a warning about noise or something. He said because their mother died. And the guy who posted the video just kind of put a call out there to people. I don't even know if he put a call, but people just started sending in donations. And you never know what's real and what's not. But he actually showed them like giving the family the donations and things like that. And anything like that, anything about somebody coming home from war, I am going to be bawling like a baby.
No.
And then you said something that made me think, but then you took it away. So I don't know if I should answer that or not.
I mean, if you'd like to.
Thank you. Something that made me think that was super viral, the submersible. Every day I was refreshing the news. Like, did they find these people? What is going on? And just, praying and hoping for the best.
Sorry. I'm just stuck on the memes. I was thinking about the dun, dun, dun. Black people if they was on Titanic. Dun, 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 dun. Blow the whistle.
I did not see that
Me
one,
going
but
to find out where my
blow
man
the
is.
whistle on the submersible.
I mean, let's just talk about it for a second. What was y'all doing?
That's what it made me think, because I'm like, why? I would never want to go that far down. Don't put me in 12 feet of water in the local pool either. But
I mean, like, who was on the okay, all right, so pop culture.
no doubt. I mean, you said it. I was thinking it, but you said it.
Who was there? Who? Okay, all right. So
But that's what we were so. I'm just thinking, like,
there's a specific person who does that. Like, you have millions of dollars, and you want to pay $1 million to die.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Or
that's how you want to go out.
Risk death. Yeah. I could not wrap my mind around that.
I'm sorry, you said risk. Have they been found?
Well, no, I mean, they're paying $1 million, not saying I'm going to go die today, but paying $1 million for the risk of death, the very high risk. All right.
Like the 99.9% risk of death.
That's what the submersible website said.
Of course not. It just probably made you sign a bunch of waivers that said, hey guys, we don't know if this works, but give us your millions. We'll stay up here. You guys go down there.
Yeah, it was wild. Wild ride.
I mean, I'm just saying, what type of person does that? Just saying. Okay.
2023 had a lot of viral moments, and 2024 is not letting up.
Not at all. They're already starting.
No doubt.
They're already starting. I'm just wondering if it will ever be possible for Monica to live down those shoes, because recently saw a baby. Somebody sent me a meme of a baby with those heels on, and it was the Monica song and then her on the curve, and it just like kind of took me out. I'm like, can we let her live? This girl has done so much with her life, and y'all holding her to a stand. She probably didn't even dress herself for that video. She probably got mad that her stylist wanted to put them shoes on her. Okay. Can y'all let Monica breathe?
Random thing. Gunica is okay with it. I think she laughs. But then be careful with her because she like guns and stuff. So
I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so very last question. Pop culture is sometimes fortunately and sometimes unfortunately a reflection of societal changes and some of the conversations that have been like lying here dormant. And let me just tell you, Black Twitter be going off, okay? Black Twitter, Melanin Shade Room, all of them be going off. So, is it a recent pop culture moment or movement that you believe has had a positive impact on some important issues, like, let's say, mental health, faith, relationships, love, just the stuff we talk about on the podcast?
Just those things. At first, I could not think of anything. I was like, I don't know anything. But then I started thinking about a trend that, well, I don't want to say trend, but just something that I've been seeing a lot of lately is what I call like these truth moments. And so it kind of started last year into this year where you have like very prominent people allegedly being accused of domestic. Gotta be safe. Just saying.
Kind of unexpected, but gotcha. Yes, alleged. Go ahead.
Domestic violence, sexual assault, things like that. Even like last year with the Hillsong documentary where they were talking about all of the heinous things that were happening at Hillsong, people being exposed for just a bunch of things. You have Taraji now talking about unequal pay and just people being really vocal. There was a lot of information last year about aliens being real and that kind of stuff coming out. The Cat Williams interview heard around the world where not all of that was factual, but he was also exposing a lot of things. You have Keith Lee exposing bad customer service.
Justin Bieber.
What happened with Justin Bieber?
Well, he was exposing folks too. Look him up.
Really?
Sexual assault or grooming.
Oh,
Allegedly
We'll
grooming.
throw it in there.
Allegedly Diddy.
Yes, that's when I was saying the sexual assault. That's what I was thinking of. But a lot of these.
Carisha, are you okay?
Hello? I think she moved on though. As she should.
Blink once. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. No.
Also, to your point,
for real, girl, let us know you okay.
A lot of
Go ahead.
funny, I guess, truth moments. One of the things that I laugh at every single time is, do you follow the S&Gs? That's not what it's called, but it's curse words in it. The S&Gs podcast with James and Fuhad. It's basically
but you've sent me their stuff before.
These two guys, and they had a viral clip, and then the viral clip, Fuhad is saying, hey, I went out with Toby the other day, and James is saying, you've been hanging a lot with Toby, and I'm feeling left out. And Fuhad is like, I see you every week. And James said, you see me for work. You see me for this podcast. If you weren't making money, you wouldn't see me. And then James is like, I'm asking if you miss me when I'm not around. And he's just getting like, and they're laughing.
Sassy.
But did you say sassy?
Yes.
And I love the authenticity because people are always saying James is sassy, and I think he's okay with it, but he's like, you're my best friend. Why are you hanging with Toby all the time? And I think it's just reflective of the time we're in where people are comfortable being themselves, telling their truth. And I think that's a good thing. Calling people out, being authentic. So
different levels of friendship, like not opening up the door when your friend is like knocking on the door saying, hey, girl, let me in.
That's very specific.
Actually falling asleep on them,
This is very specific. I don't know anything about this, but
no, left the past in the past. Okay.
I don't remember any of this. Sure.
Had to do with like Shagan and and then I'm like, no, girl, you have fun with me, like, yeah.
Oh, she's referring to when she came to my house and was acting up year before last. That was over a year ago.
I mean, but we're talking about comfortability with being honest, right? You still didn't answer that question.
What question? The one from that night? From August of 2022? I literally did answer. Okay, July. I literally answered. Allegedly. I did not. But actually.
Can you answer it for Shagan now?
Shagan, I love you, friend. Hello, I miss you. Shagan. I haven't seen you in a while.
No, you gotta save face. Okay.
Answer that question. They're different. They're different experiences, is what I said. But you hear what you want to hear.
So she's being.
So step into this truth moment with everyone else who is telling their truth. We invite you.
It's time to talk about what I've been loving. Product recommendations, shout outs to family and friends, and overall gratitude. Let's get into it. Welcome back for another What I've Been Loving. This week's What I've Been Loving is going to be Betsy's cat eye polish, but more than their polish, it's the packaging for me. It's the surprise for me, okay? So it came in this pink little box and it was from China, okay? I didn't know that when I ordered, but I guess they give you like some surprises or whatever while you're waiting for your order. And I left it in a cute package so y'all could see, because it's the bonuses too. So they give you like a little scratch off gift card. This is actually what I ordered. This is the cat eye polishes, and this goes along with that package. But the rest of this stuff is just bonuses, okay? Like bonus polish, bonus gift here. And then they got the cutest little booklet. Come on, you better introduce me to your brand and give me a discount. That's how you do business, honey. So for me, it's all about the experience. I wanted the polish. I was excited about the polish. But the bonuses is what's going to make me order again.
And it's pink.
Because I'm going to be
which
real
I know
with
you
y'all.
love.
Hello. I was like, China though? If I would have known that, I might not have ordered. But then once the package got here, I'm like, okay, y'all got me. I'll just wait a little bit longer for the package. Okay, cool. What about you?
To think about what I've been loving. What have I been loving? I've been loving, as I mentioned, football. I have been, well, until the Eagles and the Cowboys lost, and then I just been watching it in the background, but I was like yelling at the TV into it. I love Jalen Hurts. I love CeeDee Lamb. Yeah, so they're both out. So I have to love something else now.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a very sad
Well,
voice.
thank you. Thank you so much for being here on this podcast. We definitely enjoyed having you. And if you enjoyed today's episode, share the love. Share with your mama, share with your auntie, share with your best friend. And then head on over to Apple Podcasts and leave us a 5-star review. Reviews help the podcast to grow. Well, that's all I have for you this week. I'll see you on these social media streets. Bye.